From bringing an icy army into the Nether to wolves rubbing their butts on the ground, here are 83 Minecraft things you may have missed. Do you want to travel at light speed? Nether portals have been used to travel long distances across the overworld forever, but a recent update has made that even better. If you throw an ender pearl through a portal, it now keeps going, even into a second portal in the Nether. It then lands through that second portal, potentially miles across the overworld without stepping foot in the Nether. Just make sure you know where you're teleporting to first. I think my dog is broken. If you sit your dog down, put them in a boat, log out of the game, and then rejoin, a very strange thing will happen. Make your dog stand up, then break the boat, and it will be stuck sliding around on its butt through grass, sand, and snow. Or maybe he's just wiping his butt. Ew. The dolphins in Bedrock are terrifying. If you hurt one of their friends, they become way more hostile and way more vicious than they would in Java Edition. I don't know what's happened to the Bedrock dolphins, but they are no nonsense and out for blood. I'm sorry, don't hurt me. I have a family. Well, I don't, but I have a dog. Oops, not anymore. I bet you didn't know that villagers have been upgraded. People have been zombifying villagers for discounts for years, but it seems like the villager immune system has become much more resilient. Once a villager has been infected and cured, they are now immune to the zombie virus completely. Finally, a cure! That's great for the villagers, but not for the people trying to get discounts. Come on, man. I really need that pumpkin pie. Have you seen the armies of snow golems marching across the Nether? This only applies to Java Edition, but you can bring snow golems there and they'll live forever, as long as they don't touch lava. Attach leads and you can drag them around. Take that! My snow army will take you all on! You're all weak and pathetic compared to my... Oh, did I say weak and pathetic? I meant big and strong and... Please don't hurt me. You need to see this new secret lock that will protect your base. The crafter can be used as a password system, or at least a counting machine, because every click on the crafting boxes sends out a redstone signal. That means you can track a certain amount of inputs, and when it reaches your desired amount, your secret mechanism can activate. Now, nobody can get to your precious dragon egg. Many players love trial chambers, with their huge combat halls filled with enemies, but have you noticed that they don't get easier when you bring your friends? That's because the game increases the number of mobs you fight for every extra player that joins you down there. That must mean it's super easy on my own, right? Look at this amazingly subtle detail about wolves. When one gets submerged into the water, they turn a dark gray as their fur soaks up a bunch of water. They're the only mob in Minecraft to do this. Now, if only they didn't smell like wet dog. Ooh. Everyone loves axolotls, but did you know that if you help an axolotl in a battle, they'll thank you by curing debuffs like mining fatigue? Who needs milk when you have a handy little creature on hand? Maybe they'll help with the Elder Guardian. Go, little buddy! Uh-oh. Have you seen the Ravager's power-up mechanic? They'll charge up and slam you, launching you a little way back. But with a little work, you can make this cool machine that gives that attack a little extra oomph, launching you 650 blocks away in a blink of an eye. Put on an elytra and you'll fly across the world! Uh-oh. Where am I? Java players know that skeletons are expert killers, at least when compared to Bedrock Edition, because Bedrock skeletons have to stop to aim and shoot, and they can't shoot when underwater, whereas Java skeletons attack while strafing, sprint towards you if out of range, and can even shoot when completely submerged in deep water. Bedrock skeletons wish they were that scaled. Ha! Missed me! Everyone knows Elder Guardians cause mining fatigue, slowing you by 30%, but it could be way worse. In Java Edition, mining fatigue can go up to 100%. You end up so slow, it's impossible to even break a boat. It looks like I'm going in slow motion. Hey, I was gonna eat that! I bet you've seen your wolves act so loyal to you that they will teleport to you if you're too far away. But did you know that if a wolf sees a skeleton, those delicious bones are just way too tempting. They will chase the skeleton to the ends of the earth. I'm all alone. You'll be my friend, won't you? Ah! Who is the sturdiest mob in the game? The best test is to see if the mob gets knocked back by a goat. Zombies get knocked back. Players get knocked back. Even wardens get knocked back. But do you know who doesn't? Other goats! Just like real goats, they're so steady on their feet, they can take a head-on collision and stand their ground. Maybe I can learn from them. Whatever you do, don't try to trap a creaking in a boat. It doesn't work, and they'll just keep running for you. Instead, have some rails and a minecart ready, because that's the only vehicle that will stop this creature coming for you. Who wants delicious soup that's made from skeletons? The bogged enemy has mushrooms growing out of their head, and with a pair of shears, you can snip them off and mix them up in a bowl for a lovely bit of stew. Add a dandelion for that extra kick. The rotting swamp bones this grew from really gives it some flavor. Did you know that armadillos have a special superpower? They are one of the very very few entities in the game that can detect you even if you're invisible. Nobody knows how. Maybe they hear you, or maybe they're just very stinky. But if you get too close to an armadillo, they'll roll up into a ball no matter what you do. Players sometimes use a beacon to regain their health, but it might not be worth the trouble. This is because the hearts recovered by using a regen beacon is the exact same as a regeneration potion, but it happens way slower. This means that even though beacons are way harder to make, they're less effective than a simple potion you can make at your base. All this destruction for nothing? Well, it took out the dog shelter, so it's not all bad. Oh no! My brown mushroom is on fire! Luckily, I can just use shears to put the fire out. Why this happens is unknown, but I'm not complaining. Now I can make some soup in celebration. Ow! I burnt my toe. Most people think it's impossible to hurt their own ally, but you can actually set them on fire! If you have a fire enchanted sword and you use it against an enemy mob, the sweep of that sword won't directly hurt your ally, but it can set it on fire! It's one of the very few ways you can damage your sweet little helper, so be careful where you swing that thing. Good thing they don't hold grudges, right? Everyone knows wandering traders think they're special, but there's a test you can do that proves just how arrogant he is. Hold up an emerald and your villagers will hold up the items they sell. But the wandering trader never does. Does he think that I'll just buy whatever he has no matter what? Well, he is selling a bucket of tropical fish, so yes, I will. Have you heard of this secret new technique to kill spiders without them fighting back? If you use wind charges against a spider that hasn't attacked you yet, it will do damage, but it won't make it hostile. That means if you have enough charges, you can kill all the spiders you want. But charges only do a heart of damage, so don't be surprised if it takes you all night. What's the most awful death you can have in Minecraft? Well, for some iron golems, it's being born. There are some villagers where these guys can spawn inside a tree. They immediately start suffocating, and unless you start hacking at them with an axe, it's a long and painful death for these metallic beasts. It doesn't seem to bother the villagers though. Hey buddy! Yeah, I'll have some cooked chicken and a bucket of pufferfish, please. 5 emeralds? You're killing me here! Oh, no offense. Look at this Enderman having no respect for the end of world border. They can teleport right past it without a care. This might have something to do with Enderman living in the end, because chorus fruits can also teleport you past the end of the world. But I wouldn't suggest doing it. It's a quick death for anyone out there. My friend went out there once and he was never seen again. But I got his house, so party time! Everyone knows that pandas love to eat, but I don't think anyone thought they would be this dedicated. While a panda is eating, you can even hit them and there's a chance they'll just sit there, continuing to chow down on their precious bamboo. It's a lot like me when I get my hands on some cookies. Oh, delicious. Did you know that villagers can crash your server? If their golems are locked away or pushed out of the village, they will continue to make more to replace them. And if nobody is in the overworld or near spawn, they will keep doing it with no limit. Then once a player gets close enough, all those new entities will hit the server hard and can crash it completely. How could you, villagers? Such selfish behavior. Just because I kept trying to turn you into a zombie. Allies are the only mob able to break their lead. Attach them to a post and run as far away from you as possible. It won't happen every time, but some allies are so strong and so devoted to staying with you that they snap the lead in half in order to be by your side. Their devotion to me would be adorable if they didn't also watch me while I sleep. Give me some privacy! This huge pale oak tree has a deadly secret. New trees are very chunky with a heart hidden within, but because they are so big, they can generate with gaps inside. Some spaces are the exact size of a creaking. The new mob will spawn inside there and get permanently trapped until you cut it down and get a creaking surprise. Subscribe? Ah! Do it now! Being stuck in a cave without any torches is one of the worst places a player can find themselves in. But this rejected miner's helmet would have brought an end to that. This helmet was intended to have a torch on top of it that would light the way as you explored the caves. But why was this rejected? Well, probably because it would require dynamic lighting, similar to how Optifine does lighting and torches. But who knows? Maybe one day we will see this helmet again. Minecraft skins are kind of pointless. You can't see your own skin in first person, leading to most single players just never setting a skin. Obviously, you have access to F5, but what would Minecraft have looked like if our next rejected idea got into the game? Mirrors. Imagine the builds people would have made using mirror mazes, huge reflective art, and so much more. This one is a real shame. I just want to stare at myself all day. I hate having to take my bed everywhere in Minecraft. I could be planning a huge adventure to find a hidden treasure, and I'd have to pack all the essentials. My tools, some food, and an entire queen-size bed. It just feels wrong. And I now see why. There was a rejected Minecraft idea that was always intended to take over for beds in this style. The sleeping bag. The sleeping bag would have been more like a portable bed, but then Mojang realized there was not much point in adding this to the game when people could just make another bed. Being in the ground at night is so much safer than being above ground. There are less places for enemies to spawn, and more places for you to hide. However, imagine a world where this was perhaps not the case. If this rejected idea had gotten into the game, caves could have been far more terrifying. Ghost miners are intended to be added into Minecraft to be an exclusively underground enemy for you to fight, able to slide through walls while slowly approaching you. I do not like ghosts. Bedrock has one of the weirdest world generations out of any version of Minecraft. However, this first generation feature I could have sworn was exclusive to mods. In Bedrock Edition, there is a chance that when you spawn into a forest of any kind, you will find a log on the ground, almost as if a tree has fallen over. Why this didn't exist in Java Edition, we may never know. It seems that at one point, Microsoft were considering changing up the item pool for Bedrock Edition, as there are numerous textures that were exclusively found within the Bedrock Edition of Minecraft. These textures include things like a camera, chalkboard, and a weird blue textured rose. These features were never fully implemented, but they were exclusive to Bedrock Edition for a while. There is, of course, one block that has become famous for exclusively being in the Pocket Edition of Minecraft, and that is the Nether Reactor Core. The Nether Reactor Core was implemented by Minecraft to tackle the problems mobile devices would have with generating the Nether. It was a very useful way of getting Nether blocks despite how creepy it looked. I do not feel good about this. Since the Aquatic update, there have not been many new features added to the oceans of Minecraft. Well, at least for Java Edition. In Bedrock Edition, Microsoft decided they would implement yet another adorable creature into the games when they added the baby dolphin. Why can't this be in Java too? It is so adorable. People often wonder why it took Mojang 5 years to add in a new overworld biome, and it is because of this rejected Minecraft idea. Originally, Mojang were working on a giant redwood forest biome. This most likely would have come out at some point around 2020, or perhaps even replaced a biome like the giant tree taiga. I certainly hope Minecraft brings this back one day. The most useful chest in Minecraft is certainly the ender chest, but sometimes it feels way too small, and as though there is never enough room for all of my valuable items. If this next rejected idea had been made, you would have said bye to all of your storage issues. Expandable ender chests were originally planned up around the same time as the End Islands update, as Mojang wanted players to be able to transfer important blocks from one location to another. However, Mojang decided that the best way to do this would be through shulkers as opposed to expanding an ender chest. Redstone can be used in two different ways. You are either a genius who can create a working computer in Minecraft, or you place a button next to a note block. This next rejected Minecraft idea would have brought an entirely different level to redstone engineering. The timer block would have given off a redstone pulse after the timer had reached 0. This would have been amazing for setting up traps and then messing with your friends. Minecraft's food solutions are kind of boring. The only food in the game you can actually place is the cake, and then eat it too. However, did you know that originally the pumpkin pie was intended to be a placeable block similar to the cake? It would have worked the same way as the cake, where you take a couple of slices at a time until your hunger is full. I am honestly not sure why Mojang never implemented this. Step right up, come and try for your prize. We have iron horse armor, diamond horse armor, gold horse armor, and a regular boring saddle. Well, those prizes hardly seem fun. I wish there was a different type of saddle. Well, originally there would have been. Before they decided to make horse armor, they were originally planned to be different saddle types. Instead, now we get the same regular boring saddle. Everyone knows about Bedrock being called Bug Rock, and this is because Bedrock is a very buggy version of Minecraft. However, some of these bugs are technically features of Bedrock Edition, such as the fox having double the amount of health in Bedrock. This is most likely one of the many bugs plaguing Bedrock Edition. However, it could well be a feature. If you thought phantoms were annoying in Java Edition, just wait for this next feature exclusive to Bedrock Edition. In both versions of Minecraft, the phantoms do different amounts of damage. In Bedrock, the phantom will do 2 hearts of damage on easy, 3 hearts on normal, and 4.5 hearts on hard mode. Now compare this to the Java Edition, where they do 1.5 hearts on hard mode, and you will realize that the Bedrock Edition makes these annoying flying bugs even more irritating. Maybe I should sleep before I leave. I'm terrified of these things. I love building automatic farms in Minecraft. However, one crop you cannot easily farm in Java Edition is sugarcane. There is no way you can grow sugarcane manually. However, Bedrock Edition gave players the ability to bone meal sugarcane, meaning you can easily farm a lot of sugar. This has made farming sugarcane so much easier. Have you ever found a horse that you love and are desperate to kit it out with some armor, but you look everywhere for it and cannot find any? Well, in Bedrock Edition, you can actually craft leather horse armor. Again, another immensely useful feature that really should be in both versions. Ah, horsey! Bedrock has some major issues with world generation, and one of these is the stripe land. This immensely buggy, almost void-like glitch can only be found when you travel over 16 million blocks away, which is very far when you're playing on Bedrock. Just gotta keep going! Time to hit the town for a shopping spree! Let's see, a fletching villager. Well, that makes sense. A librarian selling books. That also makes sense. A cleric selling an engineering component. Wait, what? Surely there must have been a redstone villager? Well, actually, it turns out, yes, there was meant to be a redstone villager. A villager who would only sell and accept redstone components and torches. The problem was the rest of his trades. It was very difficult to find a balanced way to get emeralds and trade them back to him without being insanely expensive or way too easy to obtain. Decorating in Minecraft is really difficult and frustrating. Imagine a world where your furniture could look like actual furniture. Now this is better. This was actually Mojang's original plan. However, at the time it was a lot more difficult to implement this, and Mojang had so many bugs to fix across their versions, so they just abandoned the idea, leaving it to amazing modders to make this. Time to kick back and watch some Mallow YouTube videos, where you should subscribe. The Nether is a pretty uneasy place, and none are quite as uneasy as the Soul Stand Valley, with massive expanses of sand containing trapped souls. But one day they decided to add in these massive bone structures to resemble a long-dead species. Now, what if I told you that this species was originally gonna have lived in the overworld? That is right, as there was originally going to be large skeletal remains found deep underground, but unfortunately they had some issues with spawning and were rejected, and instead used as a structure for the Soul Sand Valleys. Andesite, boring. Diorite, boring. Granite, boring. Stone. Why are all these so boring? But did you know there was initially meant to be another stone variant called bluestone? Why this was rejected is largely unknown, but I imagine it would have looked kind of weird. Villagers cover the world in Minecraft, but there are some biomes where the villagers were just kind of forgotten. Jungle villages are confirmed to have at one point been a thing. But I bet you didn't know that initially there were plans to have a village in the mushroom biome. Well, this is one that certainly makes sense, but I would argue that this biome was interesting and rare enough that adding a village would make it next to impossible to find. Crafting a boat in Java is very weird. Wait, where did these paddles come from? Thankfully, Bedrock Edition has a far better system for explaining this law-breaking feature. You need to craft a boat by adding in a shovel to be used as the paddles. Now this makes so much more sense. I tend to play Minecraft for a long time every day. However, when I need to get food or a drink, I always make sure to pause my game. This way, the mobs can come and steal my diamonds while I am away. However, with Bedrock Edition, this seems like a luxury, as in this version, pausing your game will not stop anything, as you can still be hit by mobs or have your valuable diamonds stolen. Wait! Bring them back! World generation is very different between Bedrock and Java Edition. However, Bedrock Edition has an entirely exclusive item. This is the Jigsaw block, a block that you cannot obtain naturally in Bedrock Edition, but it exists nonetheless. This block is responsible for the generation of structures like villages and pillager outposts. All this power in my hand! I desperately need to find a way to hide all of my diamonds. I keep seeing the villagers eyeing them up, so I will use the next exclusive feature to do just that. In Minecraft Bedrock Edition, it is actually possible to move functional blocks like the chest, hopper, furnaces, and even a brewing stand by using pistons. This will make hiding my valuables so much easier. I swear this next feature did at one point exist in Java Edition, but I could be entirely wrong. In Minecraft Bedrock Edition, it is actually possible to craft a cobweb into 9 string. This makes those annoying cave spider spawners far better for gathering string than even the spider themselves. So next time you find yourself one of these spawners, be sure to grab all the cobwebs, but make sure not to get stuck in one. Ah, get away from me! I have just sheared all of my sheep, but now I cannot figure out which of them I have dyed and which one of them I have not. This is so frustrating! Well, in Bedrock Edition, the sheep will actually retain their wool color after they have been sheared, meaning you'll be able to see the pink color underneath their skin. Ah, this is much nicer. Have you ever been sitting watching YouTube in your bed at 2 a.m. and suddenly the brightness on your phone screen has gone up? A rejected idea for Minecraft was to have an opposite potion to the darkness effect. A brightness effect where the screen would become so bright that you could not see anything, and you essentially became sunblind. I can see why this one was rejected as, wow, this is bright. Careful, don't make a sound. Achoo! Oh no! Run away! I think I got away. I wish I had this next rejected Minecraft idea. The Potion of Silence, which was as you would expect, makes you silent. Swift Sneak is a very useful enchantment, but sometimes I do not want to break my finger holding down the crouch key. If I had this potion, I could run straight by this warden and he would not even flinch. Mods have not had many updates since their release besides new or retextured versions popping up here and there. There was, however, originally a plan for an iron boat, but I think we can see why this one was rejected. The boat probably would not work very well. I want a pet! No, I'm not after a cat. Parrots are kind of boring. Dogs? Ew! Wait, I haven't seen this one before. Yes, you heard it here. Originally, dolphins were meant to be tameable and rideable like an underwater horse. Why this idea was scrapped is beyond me. Please, Minecraft, give me a mob I can ride underwater. Maps are one of the most annoying things to craft in Minecraft Java Edition. No one really needs them for anything, and that's why it is annoying when you need a compass to make them. So imagine my surprise when I found out that Bedrock Edition has a far better way of making maps. By using a cartography table, you can actually craft empty maps using only a single piece of paper. Now I can have infinite maps! Cakes are my favorite food in Minecraft. However, I can never carry that many of them because they do not stack like any other food in the game. But in Bedrock, cakes are actually stackable. Wow! I can finally carry around 2,304 cakes in my inventory. You never know when you might be a bit peckish. One of the best creative features within Bedrock Edition is definitely the structure void. This is not a block that is only in Bedrock Edition, but the Java counterpart is pretty horrendous. In Bedrock Edition, the structure void will let you place items on top of it, such as rails and flowers. But the best part about this is that you can still walk through the structure void, meaning you can make amazing looking roller coasters without all the hideous blocks for your rails to go on. Looking at the sun can be immensely dangerous. However, within the Java edition of Minecraft, looking at the sun does nothing to you. If you were to do this in the Bedrock edition instead, you would see this weird blindness effect appear on your screen, which is what happens when you actually look at the sun. Although I will not look for too long. Ah, my eyes! Slabs are one of the most useful blocks in Minecraft for building a roof. Seriously, I don't ever use them for anything. But what if I told you that at one point you could have been able to use slabs as a wall? Well, originally Mojang planned on adding in vertical slabs, but thought people would use them as a wall, so instead they created the wall block. Right, I can definitely find the stronghold now. Let me just throw this ender away. Wait, where did it go? Oh, it is trapped down there. Time to mine for it, I guess. How did I not find it? I just wish the ender eye cleared the blocks in its path. Well, at one point, this is an idea that Mojang brought to the table. However, they were concerned this ruined the adventure aspect of finding a stronghold, so they removed it. Ah, there it is! This is a straight redstone trail. Pretty simple, right? Well, this is a straight line of redstone going up. Why is this so complicated? Well, originally it wasn't supposed to be. Mojang actually rejected the idea to have redstone be vertical as well as horizontal. Imagine all the amazing elevator builds and more I could make if they had not ruined this for me! When copper was revealed to the community, we all jumped with joy to finally get a new type of armor and new tools. And all we got was a weird brown rod. What does this even do now? Ow! 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 Thanks, Notch! Wasn't wearing an entire suit of armor. Dad! Wait, how did this happen? Originally, copper armor was meant to be attainable, until Mojang realized having the lightning rod be made of the same material as armor was perhaps a bit dangerous. It is so unfair. This poor group of pillagers are trying desperately to take on this village, but somehow they have 100 iron golems defending their base. Unfortunately for these pillagers, this rejected idea would have given them their own version of the iron golem, one that was instead meant to attack the villagers instead of defending them. Although they do have the Ravager now, so I think they win actually. The World of Color update really did add a lot of new opportunities to the game, but the different colors they added are kind of restrictive. You could either have pink wool or pink concrete. However, this next rejected feature would have seen various different colors of oak planks by having them be dyeable. Imagine having a house made of entirely bright yellow wooden planks. Perfection. Wait, hang on. These are just regular planks. Everyone knows that you need a pickaxe to mine blocks like stone and obsidian. And this is also the case for all the blocks that can be crafted by using these blocks. Well, not exactly. Since the Bedrock edition, you can actually mine a furnace and an enchantment table without a pickaxe. You literally just need to punch it with your fist. Ow, my hand! I need a doctor. Sometimes you just want to watch the world burn, and the best way to do that is by messing with the villagers. You wait for them to go to sleep, and then you start to mess with their village and them. However, did you know that these villagers are tougher than they may look? Since in Bedrock Edition, dropping an anvil on a villager's head while they sleep will do no damage. So you should really think twice before you try to troll these land-dwelling Squidwards. Books are immensely useful in both versions of the game. You can leave funny notes for your friends, blackmail villagers, and sometimes even completely destroy a server. Books have truly infinite possibilities. However, Bedrock Edition doubles the usefulness of these books, since whenever you open up a book in Bedrock Edition, it will have 2 pages! Tridents are one of the most fun weapons within Minecraft. Not only being able to launch you into the sky, but also being able to summon lightning strikes against your enemies. But why can they not be fired out of dispensers? Well, actually they can, just not in Java. Since in the Bedrock Edition of Minecraft, you can fire these weapons out of dispensers at light speed. Take that, zombies! Did you know that Bedrock is actually a harder game? Well, sort of, since in Bedrock Edition, your chance of finding various structures, items, and generations are considerably lower than in Java. For example, jungle pyramids in Java have a 42% chance of spawning in a jungle. However, in Bedrock, that chance is only 21%. This feels a bit unfair. Some people have a fear known as leporiphobia, also known as the fear of rabbits. And if you have this fear, then you should probably look away now, since in Minecraft Bedrock Edition, there is actually a giant rabbit! By typing this command, you can actually summon a rabbit that is considerably larger than any other rabbits within Minecraft. Oh, it's so cute! Ah!